So these bridged substituents or bridged group, they help these non-planar rings to become planar. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In today's question, we have to identify the aromatic compound amongst the given 4 options. So you can see here, we have been given cyclic compounds and we have to identify which one of these are aromatic. What is the first compound? Yes, the first compound is naphthalene. Okay. Two benzene rings fused together. Before we discuss which one is aromatic and which one is not, so you have some idea about the rules of aromaticity or the Huckel's rule of aromaticity. Okay, so first of all, the compound should be cyclic, planar, conjugated, and it should satisfy the 4n+2 rule. So these are the few criteria for aromaticity. So naphthalene is cyclic, planar, okay. It's conjugated, it has alternate double and single bonds, and it satisfies the 4n+2 pi electron rule, because we have how many? We have 10 pi electrons, 5 pi bonds, and we have 10 pi electrons here for naphthalene. So naphthalene is a perfectly aromatic compound. Now, what is the second compound? Second compound is basically a 10-annuline. Okay, annulenes are basically, they are the monocyclic conjugated systems which are basically non-planar. So you can see now in the third structure, that is the 10-annuline. Okay, it has 10 pi electrons, 5 pi conjugated bonds. Okay, while the second structure is an oxygen bridged. It's a bridged oxygen 10-annuline. Okay. There is a bridging through the oxygen. And you can also see it is bridged at the intersection of the two rings. So if we number the ring starting with the first bridged oxygen bond, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So at the 1,6 position. So it's named as 1,6 oxido. Okay. So there is bridging at the 1,6 position. But in general, what happens when there is this simple annuline without any substituent or without any bridged group, then what happens? There are internal hydrogens like this. So these are the two hydrogens which are known as the internal hydrogens. Okay. So, and because of these internal hydrogens, there is a lot of steric strain in this ring. Okay. So what does these internal hydrogens do? The internal hydrogens, they cause steric strain within the ring. So we expect the 10 annulines to be aromatic. Why? Because they seem to be planar, cyclic, they are cyclic, they are conjugated, they have alternate double and single bonds, and they also have 10 pi electrons, which ideally, which logically should satisfy the Huckel's rule as well. But what happens? Because of these internal hydrogens, the seemingly planar ring of annuline, so planar means it is parallel to the plane, right? So let's imagine these are the two rings, okay? Or you can imagine like this also in 2 dimension. These are the two rings, okay? So we imagine them to be planar, okay? Parallel to a single plane, right? But because of this internal hydrogen's steric hindrance, what happens? In order to maintain stability, these planar rings, they twist, or another word for this twisting is they become puckered. And because of this internal hydrogen steric strain, the planarity of the ring is lost. Okay, the ring becomes puckered. It is no more a planar ring. It twists. In order to maintain stability, the ring from planar, it becomes a bit twisted in order to accommodate the internal hydrogens. Okay, so that becomes a puckered ring, and that is no more a planar ring. And since the planarity is lost, so the basic criteria, one of the very basic criteria of aromaticity is also not satisfied. Therefore, 10-annuline, this type of rings, without any substitution or without any bridges, they are basically non-aromatic. But another interesting fact is that when these internal hydrogens are replaced by any substituent or a bridged methylene group, or like the case here we see in the second compound, there is a bridged oxygen. So when this internal hydrogens are replaced by a bridged substituent or a bridged group, then these bridged groups, so it is twisted, but there comes a bridged group here, okay, and this bridged group, they pull the twisted ring. These are bridged groups, okay, there is a bridge between these two groups, and as the bridge is formed, again this twisted ring again goes back to the planar ring, okay. After the bridge is being formed, it is becoming a planar ring. So imagine this as the bridge, my two thumbs, okay, and this twisted thing which was previously non-planar and twisted, it gradually becomes a planar ring. As the bridge is formed, it becomes planar. So these bridged substituents or bridged group, they help these non-planar rings to become planar. So whenever you see this 10-annuline having a bridged methylene group or a bridged substituent, like here it has a bridged oxygen, then you know that they have attained a planar structure, and rest of the things they already satisfy. They have conjugated system, they are cyclic, and they satisfy the 4n plus 2 pi equal to 10 electrons, 10 pi electrons rule for Haeckel's rule. Because of this bridged oxygen substituent, it is an aromatic compound, okay. So that is the difference between compound second and third. Compound second is aromatic because of the oxygen bridge, while compound 3 is non-aromatic 10-annuline, which is puckered or twisted because of the steric strain caused by the internal hydrogens. Okay, now let's move on to structure number 4. Okay, now I have written 3 compounds you can see here. Our given third compound is this one. This is cyclooctatrienal dianion. That means the dianion of cyclooctatriene. And you can see here we have cyclooctatetraene and cyclooctatriene. Both of these compounds are non-aromatic. And why both of these compounds are non-aromatic? Because these are non-planar. Both of them are non-planar. And here you can see in cyclooctatriene, this pi conjugation is also not maintained or broken, because here these two carbons, this carbon and this carbon, this carbon and this carbon, both are sp3 hybridized. While in order to maintain pi conjugation, we all know that we need sp2 hybridized carbons. Okay, so this is understood that cyclooctatriene, this simple molecule, is non-planar. And also cyclooctatetraene, the seemingly planar molecule, is also non-aromatic because this molecule is tub shaped. The real shape of this molecule is like a tub. So this is non-planar and tub shaped. So something like this in books you can find out the structure. So it is something like this, and it has some alternating single and double bonds, something like this. So these are the 2 reasons why cyclooctatetraene and cyclooctatriene molecules, compounds, are non-planar. But cyclooctatrienal dianion, the dianion of cyclooctatriene is itself non-aromatic, but the dianion of cyclooctatrienal is aromatic compound. Why? Because it satisfies all the criteria of aromaticity, planar, cyclic, okay, and these 2 anions, they fulfill the criteria of 4n plus 2 pi rule, which is equal to 10 pi electrons, and n is a whole number, n equal to 2, Okay, so it satisfies the Huckel's rule, and these dianions, as you can see, they also maintain the conjugated pi system for this compound. So if we go back to the question again, 1, 2 and 4, all of these are aromatic. So 1, 2 and 4. So option C will be our correct answer for this question. So I hope you understood the explanation for this question and how we apply the rules of aromaticity and the Huckel's rule for finding out, for predicting the aromatic character of the compounds. Okay, so if you have any queries or any problems, you can write to me in the comment section. And please do not forget to like, share and subscribe if my videos are helpful for you. Till then, keep learning, keep watching, and see you soon with the next problem.